Good evening, folks. Phil Gallagher of ThrabenU here for another Legacy stream. Today we are playing with Evan M's donation deck list, Troll Fit. I know what you're thinking. Phil, doesn't Nic Fit always troll people? Yes, but this time we're literally trolling people. Like, with trolls. So, Clackbridge Troll is an 8/8 trample haster for 5 mana. And when it enters the battlefield, target opponent creates 3 goat tokens. At the beginning of combat on your turn, an opponent may sacrifice a creature. If a player does, tap Clackbridge Troll, and you gain 3 life, and you draw a card. So, the idea here is that we use cards like Plague Engineer on Goat, and Maelstrom Pulse to destroy all goats, and Pernicious Deed to, alright, you guessed it, destroy all goats. And then we just get to crash in with our 8/8, like, very undercosted haste card. In comparison, Reality Smasher is a really good card, right? And that's 5 mana. Well, this is also 5 mana, and it also gets Trample and 3 more power. Oh, baby. You can probably start to see the gears turning here. The rest of the deck is largely a traditional Nic Fit package, but there's a couple of things of note here. Number 1, this deck has Chevel, Bane of Monsters. Maybe Cheville, 2 L's. It's a 1/3 Death Toucher, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you can put a bounty counter on a creature. And when a permanent an opponent controls with a bounty counter on it dies, you gain 3 life and draw a card. So between Clackbridge Troll and Chevel, Bane of Monsters, we theoretically should be getting a decent amount of card draw. The other thing I think that is interesting about this deck list is that it's trying to play a crop rotation package so that you have more copies of Phyrexian Tower, but it can also just be a different mana source when you need it to. And that also gives you access to some Silver Bullet lands like Bojuka Bog and Karakas. I did some slight tuning of the deck list after it was initially sent to me. The donor said that opposition agents were originally in it, and then they took them out because they were worried about them being hard to find on Magic Online, but I was able to get them, so I put some back in. The original list had a Dread of Night, which I respect the hustle. I respect the goat-based hustle, but I don't know that we can actually get away with playing a card that narrow, even though it's like very good with our Clackbridge Troll. I thought a pile of Plague Engineers plus Pulse plus Deed plus Decay plus Assassin's Trophies and Shovels. Like, I thought we were already kind of good on that front. We have a couple other things that can just wipe the goats. We have Kervek the Spiteful. Not to be confused with Kervek the Merciless, which the original deck list had, but I figured out what they meant. And also Knight of Souls Betrayal. The sideboard has a handful of creatures that we can slot in when some of our removal or other things aren't necessarily good, as well as a decent amount of combo hate, including fan favorite World Enchantment Nether Void. I'm really excited about this deck list. I think this one is going to be a lot of fun. For the folks watching on the YouTube end, I would really appreciate likes on these videos. It's helping my videos just absolutely explode on YouTube, and the difference that little thing means so much to my content. All right, let's battle. All right, game 1, I'm going to keep this hand. It's unimpressive from a Nic Fit standpoint in that it doesn't necessarily do anything like crazy broken, but like it just has 4 removal spells, and if we get paired against something like Delver, that is such a wonderful position to be in. I'm also going to play around Stifle and just grab a basic land right now. Ooh, we're playing against the old Droozles, and we have 4 removal spells. I dig it. We like have to put this in play, right? It is the law. If you have a sweet janky card, you just like have to put it into play. I don't make the rules, I just play the deck lists. Shelby is great as a whole, I really like it. Get him. Decay is maybe not the ideal removal spell here, but this is probably fine. Do I want to attack? Yeah, sure. Maybe. Nah. I think I can play this one conservatively. Yeah, Rob. I mean, I absolutely love my job and the place that I am teaching. Results will vary a little bit from school to school, obviously, but yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go. With a bounty counter, though. So, like, I don't think it's going to be easy to put a bounty counter on a land. Well, double wave. Glad you got to see it. We'll trade with the Thought-Knot Seer this turn. Because then I get to draw a card. Oh, I can just put a counter on that. Alright, let's see. So, yeah, Veteran Explorer is not bad here either. Let's go Veteran Explorer, make our land drop, engineer some plagues. Do our little love tap here. I hope our Abrupt Decay gets a target. Yeah, that's fine. That is also fine. Ha ha ha. Nice. Okay, the second copy here is awkward. My opponent has one waste. Do they have more than one waste? They probably don't have more than one waste, right? I can also do a crop rotation at instant speed in response to a wasteland. I think we stare at each other for a little while. Although I could attack with Shovel and then play another one post-combat. I think I'm just going to chill. I don't really want to Abrupt Decay these creatures. Like, I would really just like to draw another Plague Engineer or another -1/-1 effect and just wipe the board. Alright. Block with both Veteran Explorer and Plague Engineer? I can, like, turn the Veteran Explorer into mana later, though. I think I'm just gonna block with this. Because, like, once my Abrupt Decays start cantripping... Oh, buddy. Alright, how does this card work? Alright, it's only at the beginning of combat on my turn that they can sacrifice their goats. Hmm. Is that a combo? It looks like a combo. Smells like a combo. Must be a combo. Attack with Veteran Explorer first. Sneak a point of damage in. Nice. So the cool thing here is that this shrinks these and then paves the way for my troll next turn, while also killing Veteran Explorer, giving me access to Abrupt Decay in this turn cycle. Is this my new fetish? Because this is really fun. Forbidden Orchard. Oh, that's an interesting idea. Alright, so my opponent has 2 wastes. Crikey, look at the size of that Eldrazi! Give my opponent an endless one. We'll put a bounty counter on that. It'll be fine. Take 2 damage. Massacre Worm. That's savage. That is a big duder. Do I have a wasteland? Do I have a singular wasteland? This is really important. No. Okay, I don't. Can't get rid of that Eye of Ugin. I am 1 mana away from being able to do what I want to do. I just fix that with crop rotation. Could sacrifice Devil at some point. Crop rot for Phyrexian Tower. Yeah. I could Abrupt Decay, Endless one for 2 mana. Draw a card. Have 4 mana remaining. Go down to 3 mana. Rocket. Well, okay, so I guess the Who's What's It only nets me 1 mana. I can have 7 total mana this turn, which is the amount that I need. Okay. Let's decay this big critter. Oh, that also just draws me a land. That's strong too. Now I don't need to get cute. I am Reality Smasher, but stronger. Okay, this deck is great. Alright, so what sort of stuff do I have? Opposition Agent stopping Eye of Ugin searches is actually like chef's kiss. I could reasonably play a lot of this stuff. So really, I don't think I want discard. I think I just want to be playing to hand, and we can just treat Veteran Explorer as a blocker. I can just board in a bunch of dudes and just be like, removal spells and dudes. Trim 1, crop rot. Do this. 5 mana, 8/8. Our opponent conceded to it. It must be the real deal. Sure. Let's go with this. I feel pretty good about this. Luckily, we get a game 3 on the play if game 2 doesn't go well. I don't think I like this hand. Like, it has Sylvan Library, which is cool, but I can't really draw that many cards off of it. I think I'm just gonna mulligan this one. Whereas I like this hand a lot. The sensible thing is probably to put back the 5-drop, right? Like, right? It's so good though. But it does cost 5 mana. I'm gonna go ahead and put the 5-drop back. Drop Rod is extra copies of Phyrexian Tower. Sure is a deck. I'm playing it, and it is beautiful. Turn 1 Veteran Explorer, turn 2 Shovel, turn 3 Tireless Tracker, turn 4 Shifting Ceratops. I believe that's what we call a curve in technical terms. On the off chance that my opponent has Sorceress Spyglass, I don't want them to get 2 Prismatic Vistas at the same time, so I think I'm going to go ahead and fetch here. I'm gonna take my 1 point of damage. They Reality Smasher me, they Reality Smasher me, but I'm gonna value that point of damage highly against an Ancient Tomb deck. And if they Reality Smasher, like, I can still Death Touch it away. Oh, nice. So my opponent drew one of their wastes naturally. Warping Whale on Veteran Explorer. Lol. We're not gonna play the other Veteran Explorer. Do I attack with Shovel? I don't think so. I think I would like to Death Touch a Reality Smasher if one comes in. Yeah, this deck is going straight into Joe Dyer's Spice Corner. I guarantee it. Value. What am I doing with my life here? Like, do I attack with this Tireless Tracker? I can eat twice if they block. Yeah, that's fine. And that also cantrips again. Yeah, I can attack here. Maybe I can attack with both. Nah. Just the one. Okay, after no blocks, that's fine. We'll just play out a big fat dinosaur. and they can do with Ratchet Bomb what they want to do with Ratchet Bomb. Like I have zeros, twos, threes, and fours. Ooh, all his dust is a rough 3-for-1 there. I still have 2 clues. If my opponent had that all his dust, maybe they should have just, like, destroyed my clues, though. The Ayavugan is solid inevitability. Like, this Matter Reshaper is going to draw me a card at some point. Although, it also kind of draws my opponent a card, so there's that. We have to remember this is there. A little strange with my opponent having Crystal Vein. Okay. This is what Abrupt Decay is for, basically. Alright, I have no castable cards. I think it's a rarity that that sort of thing gets to happen. Alright, so that I call the shots so that I look good on YouTube, how about a Pernicious Deed? Oh no, Pernicious Deed isn't going to be good. No, I guess it has to be Decay. Decay or Assassin's Trophy. I really need it now. Ooh. Alright, so I can take 7, go to 1. Then if I Assassin's Trophy, I can Plague Engineer and still be dead the following turn. Okay, concede. Alright, did not expect to lose to Chalice on 3 that game. I thought we were, like, pretty clearly in the driver's seat with, like, the Eye of Ugin potentially being a problem a little bit later. Man, I just needed a touch more time. We would have had some sweet stuff. I don't think I want to Thoughtseize or Therapy or anything like that, even on the play. Although Crop Rotation might be worse than Thoughtseize on the play. Actually, I will buy that. Yeah, let's make that adjustment for being on the play. Like, Veteran Explorer will just die in combat in this matchup. Yep. Yep. This is fine. Sick! Shoutouts to one Mr. Lee for gifting me that art. Yep, sounds good. Muffin, thank you very much for following. Hope you're enjoying the content. That happened 2 games in a row. 2 games in a row. Alright. So the question this turn is, do I want Sylvan Library or do I want Scavenging Ooze in play? Or I guess technically there's other options than just those, but I think I want the library. I think I just want to hit my next land drop pretty badly. Yeah, I think I want to hit my next land drop very badly. And I think this stream is going to be hilarious. Ooh. Oh. Okay. Now I just want to pressure my opponent's life total. I did not find a land. That's really awkward. That's really awkward. Now I also can't Assassin's Trophy. Oh no. I think I need to take at least one extra card here. The question is, do I take two extra cards here? Is giving up a lot of life in a matchup where the life is very important. But I'm going to go ahead and do it. I think getting two lands is the most important thing right now. Because my cards are good. I just need to make land drops. So the next question is, like, do I attack with this Veteran Explorer? Because the 1 damage is very relevant with my opponent at 13 or 12 and having 2 Ancient Tombs. But if my opponent plays Reality Smasher, half my life total is gone. I'm going to go ahead and attack in. I don't know if this is correct. I am playing around one very specific card. Like, there's 4 copies of it. My opponent hasn't had a chance to play it yet. Oh god, that's such a good land for them. Alright, so what's my play this turn? It's not Maelstrom Pulse, so I guess I don't need to think about that. My play probably involves Assassins trophying the Jete. After attacks, block with Veteran Explorer. Can eat Veteran Explorer with the mana I get from Veteran Explorer to make sure that Ooze doesn't die to Jete. Okay. Yeah, I can also just... Sorry, I can also just destroy the Jete. I was thinking about some lines where I end up blowing up a creature in this turn cycle. That's annoying. Odo? Okay, there we go. Got quite a few bodies. I have more cards than my opponent. Minus these two dead veteran explorers, my average card quality is probably higher than my opponent's average card quality from here on out, because lands are very good for me, and I also have things like Plague Engineer and stuff. I have a Maelstrom Pulse on top of my library. My opponent has 2 Thorns. There's something there, but I don't think we're gonna end up using a Maelstrom Pulse that way. I don't have a flyer, but I do have a Trample Haster that we can talk about in 2, 3, 4 turns. Oh, no attacks from my opponent. Man, I cannot get a break in terms of finding lands here. That's pretty rough. I think I'm also passing the turn. I'll flash an opposition agent at my opponent's end of turn. Or maybe in combat. I think that's better than playing Tireless Tracker. I don't know that my next card is going to be a land. Fiend Artisan. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Oh, exiling that's really good for a number of reasons. There's nothing I can do about that currently. Correct. Matter Reshaper? I think Matter Reshaper. But it's real close. Whoa, ho, 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 that's a line. Alright, so this is 3, right? Yeah, cast Veteran Explorer, it gets countered, goes to graveyard, eat it with Ooze. Yeah, that's really good. Alright, yeah, let's take the damage. Hey, land. That found lethal. I would have missed that. That was a great line. Well done, Baruch. GG's, opponent. I will be keeping this hand. We have Thoughtseize plus Cabal Therapy for a great, like, fair start. And then we have Shovel for, like, creatures that our opponent is playing. Yeah, if our opponent is playing creatures, we're sitting pretty. Oh yeah, like everyone has those stories, right? Like there's 2 people who are like in extra turns. Like there's a crazy grindy board state and one of them has a lethal attack. And Like, they just miss it because they're focused on other things. Like, that sort of stuff happens all the time. I need green mana. I really need my Verdant Catacombs to, like, do Verdant Catacombs stuff. Devil can get dazed. I don't really care about that. I'm gonna take the Stifle here. That also randomly will just do a bunch of stuff versus my deck. This episode hasn't hit live yet, but we talk a lot about Stifle on this week's Eternal Glory podcast. The card is pretty good right now. Seeing a lot of play. Well. It's really awkward that I need this to get green mana, huh? Don't let the one card that they drew be Stifle. No, I don't think we want to double Cabal Therapy. I think I want stable mana. Like, I can cast the other Cabal Therapy next turn. Like, that'll be fine. We're eliciting a lot of thinking from our opponent. Belchmaster, thank you very much for the continued support. A nice fit, you say? Be a shame if someone typoed that name. Lots of names here. I'm gonna take the bolt. Alright. Opponent has Brazen Borrower, Daze, 2 Force of Wills. I see their hesitation. Nice. Here I go shredding again. Rek, thank you very much for your continued support as well. Daze. Brazen Borrower is pretty likely to still be in hand too. I just, like, don't care about the Brazen Borrower, though. Let's name Daze. There's a pretty good chance that's still there. I could also just, like, take the Gambit, and, like, maybe they split their Force of Wills rather than putting both Force of Wills on top. Evan, it's going well. The first round is a real treat. I don't know, like, I think I still like this. Okay. They have Daze, Ponder, Force, Brainstorm, so I can get rid of these top 4. I can play this and force the Daze from their hand, but I don't think that's good. I think I'll just play around the Daze next turn. So I know that Brazen Borrower and Force of Will are the two top cards of their library, so they have one of those two right now. I would love for my opponent to just like cast a Delver or something that I can Abrupt Decay. Alright, so now they have one of Brazen Borrower and Force of Will, and I don't know which one. Well, I guess it's theoretically possible that they have both. Okay, so I know about this theoretical daze, right? So there is a world where I just like jam the Knight of Souls Betrayal and I see if that gets countered. Hmm. Let's not. Let's just decay the Delver. I'm gonna do it now. It's a little awkward if I draw another green or black source, but I want to use my mana efficiently if I can. Healing Salve. Not sure I'm overly familiar with that card. Must be very good. So good everyone's keeping a secret what it does. Alright, Force and Daze are now gone, so Knight of Souls Betrayal is probably good to resolve next turn. What if they just, like, play a Delver here? Combo. Both? Order of operations slash, like, help, here's the thing I want to be concerned with. If I go Veteran Explorer, sack it to Phyrexian Tower, that's 5 mana, that's 7 total mana. That allows me to play around some stuff. Quick check on how many basics I have. I have 3 of each, is that correct? No, I have 4 swamps, so I have 7 total basics. Um, yeah. Let's do it. I think after giving it some thought, this is just better. Like, if I get the bonus mana, like, that plays around Spell Pierce anyway. So I think I'm just going to name Force of Negation, because that's a hard castable hard counter on 3 mana. Fatal Push. Okay, Fatal Push is fine. I don't need to show this card right now. And I actually want to hold it for Tireless Tracker. Oh wait, no, Tireless Tracker's not in the deck in game 1. That's a sideboard card. JK. And now we wait. Mm. We keep waiting. That's a big fish. Do I offer opposition up to the gods of Fatal Push, even though I have a Cabal Therapy in my yard? I think since the Knight of Souls Betrayal is in hand, I think the answer is yes. I don't even know that they kill this. So, zombie or fish? Honestly, well, I don't need to put it on goat. All right, yeah, let's put it on zombie, I guess. Do I just Cabal Therapy Fatal Push? It's punished if they have their 4th Brainstorm. But otherwise, it's good. I think I'm going to go ahead and just do that. Alright, so opponent has a Stifle remaining. That doesn't do much. Okay, well, it doesn't do much right now. It can do much. Unfortunate. We have a couple of shovels, we have Plague Engineer, we have Assassin's Trophy, we have trolls that we can draw. Rough. I mean, almost all of our cards are an out to this. Like, our non-land cards. Uh, but if we miss again, we die. That was rough. That was rough. Alright, so what do we have for this deck? Probably just play these as large creatures that can trade with Gurmag Angler. I don't like crop rotation versus this deck. Going to want to board those out. I don't think I like Thoughtseize either. Let's assume Scavenging Ooze is good. Let's assume Tireless Tracker is good. And Opposition Agent is kind of slow, but like I probably want to play it. Jordan, thank you very much for following. So I guess the next question is like, what do I think about Sylvan Library? I have 2 Pernicious Deeds that it could get swept up in. It's some fixing, which is cool. I don't know if Library or just another Opposition Agent is better. I think Library's fine. Opposition Agent's fine. I don't think either is great. I think the Library and the Opposition are both better on the play than on the draw, so I don't think that choice is super relevant. Yes. Yes. I just land to think about here. Specifically in terms of Stifle, but I think I just want to lead on Swamp Cabal Therapy. Nice. Yeah, I thought about Hunted Troll. Those were actually in the deck list changes that I made, and then I put Opposition Agents in instead, figuring that, like, that card was probably fine. I'll lose my library here. I think the issue is with Hunted Troll. I feel like the downside on, what is it, 4/1/1 flying blue fairy rogues or whatever it is, like, that's way higher of a downside than giving your opponent a couple of 0/1 goats. Because, like, you don't always have the Plague Engineer set up, right? And so you have to think about the, like, how good is that card in the times where things don't work out your way. That's a pretty good card to pick up. Another one. Oh, it's a Ponder to set it up. Yeah, sure, that's fine. I have days to be thinking about, so I might not just jam Plague Engineer into it. But at the same time, like, I have a 4 and a 5 drop in my hand. Something is going to get dazed. Might as well, like, get the daze out of their hand sooner rather than later. Yeah, just drawing Explorer is good advice. I should have done that. Misplay. I think since I have 2 black cards in hand, I need to grab the swamp here, even though I think a lot of times in a vacuum, I want the second forest for Scavenging Ooze based reasons. Unfortunately, due to the Ponder, this Delver is certainly flipping, which means that Karavak isn't going to kill it. Goodbye, Karavak. Yep, alright, so that's 100% as we expected. I don't want to show... Sorry, I don't want to show this swamp, but I also don't want to get wastelanded off of casting the troll next turn, so I'm just going to play swamp and pass. We are in danger of just getting Delvered. I need a removal spell. I've effectively lost 2 removal spells. I've lost Plague Engineer and Kervac. And if Delver punches a hole through 2 of those, that's bad. Alright, they have 2 unknowns. Show me what you're working with. Oh. Opponent is a bully. I just wanted to make an 8/8 trample haster on turn 5. Cardboard Fjord. This is Troll Fit. We're 1-0 currently. However, I think we're about to drop to 1-1. We've got some top decks that get us out of this, but I'm definitely on the back foot. Oh. Force, Ponder, Spell Pierce remaining. Okay. That's a rough combination. That basically means I need Abrupt Decay. That basically means I need Pernicious Deed, but they have Force of Will for that. I think I'm out of outs. I think we got chat. Although... Alright. Not dead yet. Just very badly burned. The issue is I don't know how I beat the True Name Nemesis when they have Force of Will, because like I can rip any number of things that give -1, -1. So I would need my opponent to like attack with the Delver, let their Delver die. I would need to like sacrifice my Shifting Ceratops to play Cabal Therapy naming Force of Will or something. There is... maybe I should have activated Shifting Ceratops and given it Reach in response to that Ponder so that they can't stifle it. But I think the like potential equity of them not realizing that I can give haste or Reach is like something that matters too. Or that can happen. Just for giggles, though, we'll look at the top card. Not bad, but that wouldn't have been good enough there. We're not going to YOLO on a basic swamp. Let's mulligan. This hand is much more stable. I'll be keeping this, and then the question is, like, which one of these cards is least valuable? Maybe Pulse. Go with Pulse. Yeah, I don't miss the miracles and pseudo miracles greed. So we'll have to figure out what our opponent is doing. Would it be a mirror match? No. Alright, we might be playing against lands. Or loam. Probably loam. Oh yeah, you can chalice me. Look at this library into play. Awkward timing there, but okay. I can probably straight up take the first 8 versus loam pretty easily. Alright, I would really like to find a black. Oh baby. These cards are gas. I'm gonna take 8. Humans. Nice. Wise words. If you don't take 8, are you even trying? I don't think I get to draw any more. Oh, I am very glad I have a pile O decays over here. This fetch land can go back. I probably don't need this other land. Like, I'll find more when I need them. My opponent doesn't get to do this. They don't get to library. I have all the books. I may or may not decay that chalice. Like, it unlocks Cabal Therapy, but Cabal Therapy isn't particularly good here. You have another Bob that I get to just kill with these effects? That's dope, if so. Knight. Yep, how big is that? The 4/4. I probably don't kill that via -1/-1 effects. I'll decay that. The chalice isn't super meaningful if I can just, like, filter my draws and avoid drawing 1-drops. Said, if I can avoid drawing 1-drops. Now dealt 11 damage to myself. They know the deck's good. That's not really good for me. These also aren't really good for me. Do I take this card to just get deeper? I probably do. I don't know if I'm supposed to play the Knight of Souls Betrayal. It makes pressuring the Liliana a little bit harder. Maybe I don't care about that. Like, I discard Cabal Therapy here. Oh, Life from the Limb is very good. That represents a cycling land. That's a very strong top deck for my opponent, and it also means that their Lily doesn't eat away at their own resources. They can also just keep discarding, like, Verdant Catacombs every turn, at least theoretically. God! These are so bad. Veterinary Floor now doesn't pressure Liliana because I put the Knight of Souls Betrayal into play, too. Hmm. This is gross. Oh, let me confirm wording. It is X or less, right? Worst shuffle ever. See if this gives my opponent any lands. My gut says no, but they could have, like, a swamp. They do have a swamp. Hey, Spy, welcome. Glad you're enjoying the content. I need, like... Troll would be really good. Like, Troll just lets me attack in, kill the Liliana, have a giant body in play. And that's not good. That's also not good. Oh, that was a turnaround. Now I have to, like... Don't do that. Alright. The False Cure deck was really fun. Uh... I think my draw needs to be real good this turn, or this is probably the end. I'm just being squeezed from so many different angles here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and throw in the towel. Like, I get edicted, and then I get attacked for 3. I'm at 2. There's 2 different creatures in play, plus a planeswalker, plus a library. I'm gonna save my clock here. Alright, what do we like versus this deck, and what do we not like? I basically just want stuff that lets me grind. Like, I will just probably continue to board in my pile of fair cards like I've done for the last 3 rounds. I'll trim the crop rotations and some number of these 1-drops. Because, like, my opponent is at least somewhat likely to keep Chalice in. I think Therapy is a little hard to hit with. Like, it has the upside of killing my Veteran Explorers, but they'll do that anyway eventually. I think I junk my Therapies. My Pernicious Deeds are a little slow, but it is what it is. Let's fight. Yeah, this is fine. Like, I have a turn 1, 2, and 3 play queued up, and I also have a fetch land for this Tireless Tracker. There is a lot to like about this hand. I guess we can also, like, do a weird, like, legendary creature dance. Like, we have Karavak and Cheval that are legends. So, like, we have the things that we can do with this Caracas. Again? I'll go again. This line's a little awkward if my opponent plays Bob this turn, because I'll have to decay the Bob and take a turn off from casting the tracker. Teague's fine. I don't think I particularly care about that. This I like. I think my Veteran Explorers are unblockable. You can't see it in the text box, but these say unblockable. I can also just, like, Caracas Teague. Turn's actually pretty interesting. I think I want to save this as a surprise. This is just so much value for me if my opponent blocks. Oh wow, they did. Like, that's just 2 clues for me. Like, that's a +2 card for me. I'm surprised, but, like, if they have a bunch of just absolute high-end gas in their hand, it could make sense. Uh-huh. Who's this fine? mean, we'll find out. Presumably. Nic Fit does enable a lot of shenanigans. I know there was a red dinosaur Nic Fit list floating around for a while. I don't know what happened to it. Oh, okay. So my opponent temporarily lost connection to the game, but they are back. So my plan is to eat a clue, draw a card. Tireless Tracker could eat a removal spell in response. We'll see. I like Thoughtseize. Decay this ooze now. See if they want to spend a mana on gaining 1 life. They do. What's your hand like? Court of Grace. Oh, I am taking the hell out of that. You can keep your life from the loams. Alright, so I can get... Okay, if you were going to concede, why did you show me the Court of Grace? Also, like, you have double life from the loam. Why did you block my Veteran Explorer? I have questions. Also, like, Court of Grace, though? I don't know. Maybe they wanted to set that up better. No, oh, wait. No, this is symmetrical, right? So they couldn't cast their Court of Grace? Huh. Um, I don't know about some of what happened there. Yeah. Alamora, that's a good way to read that. Like, they didn't realize I was going to get 2 cards out of that. Yeah, you might be right. Because that's exactly what I'm thinking about. I think no. There's also some consideration in playing some Thought Seizes. I know it's kind of weird on the draw, but now that I know my opponent has things like Court of Grace that are like really scary, I might want to have that even though I can just get chaliced. I don't think I'm gonna add more Thought Seizes because like they are so bad against Chalice, but it's possible I could take out some of my like -1/-1 effects or something to do that. I'm bad against Wasteland this game. Okay. Give Loam. Knight. Okay, Knight's fine. I'm bad against Wasteland this game though, unfortunately. My opponent has 1 card left. Do I just want to Thoughtseize it? I kind of just want to Thoughtseize it. I think I want to Thoughtseize it. I think that's worth a couple points of damage. Like knight either gets to attack or knight gets to wasteland me. It doesn't get to do both. And not playing the Veteran Explorer gives me a turn to draw another basic. I do wish I had a therapy here, though. Therapy would be so good. It's a nuisance. Probably a tireless tracker. Could be another knight. Just go big. Why are you farting around with an Uro instead of getting me dead? There are varying degrees of greed that I can take here. I think I am going to opt for the not greedy line. Yeah, I took the not greedy line. Hello and welcome, Fine and Andy. Well, I don't have a green sun or anything to tutor it up. How does this timing work? Both of these are killed simultaneously. I search, get 2 lands. They search, get 2 lands. Alright, so I can't opposition agent them off of all of that. I think I wait a turn. I think I wait a turn. I think I take this opportunity to cast this. Do I block? I think I block with one, but not both. Well, actually, I guess I could block with both. Like, they don't get to search right now. Yeah, I'm good with this. I should have screenshotted there. Guess I can screenshot now. All right. Notables. Aya. Rex Age. Deluge. A library. Pit. Blasting zone. Yeah. Four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. That's convenient. Rupee, thank you very much for following, as well as Saracires. Sorry, your name is partially covered up by my off-screen stuff currently. No, I want Caravac first because goats. Is this your job? Are you just keeping the Monarch for me? I'm probably just taking the Monarch back. You can have it back. Am I just hitting for 10? I think I hit for 10 and hope they can't remove Plague Engineer. Alright. Let's just always yield to those. We're going to be passing those back and forth. There's a world where I save this for Tireless Tracker, but like that's either a 1 or a 2 of. Alright. I guess Spirit is fine. In case Caravac dies. Just an insurance policy. Sorry. That was just sexy. And I have so much mana, too. Oh, no. I mean, that stings a bit. Oh, yeah, play more cards. Oh, not that card, though. That card, very specifically, is a nuisance for me. Now I can't take the Monarch back after blowing up all of your stuff. Like, that's one of the very few cards that I actually care about. A troll would be gas. Actually, a troll would... No, a troll's not lethal, I guess. This is fine, though. It's a touch awkward, because... Like, my opponent's still going to be the Monarch. And they're still going to have a Lily. But that's okay. 4? 4. Goodbye, 4x Mox Diamonds. Guess I play this because Lily Plus is going to take it anyway. Man, I just really needed to take the Monarch back before doing this. Alright, removal spell. Removal spell this turn is so big. Alright. Feed me. Alright, that's not a good thing to feed me. Alright, do I attack with Veteran Explorer? They can trade Bob for Veteran Explorer and keep the Monarch, and then I get Edicted. I don't think I attack with Veteran Explorer, unfortunately. I'm also not 100% sure if I have fetchables. Oh, Life from the Loam. Maze of Ith is rough here. But my opponent did not play in a way that let them do that. Taking that trade now. My life total is very relevant. Lets me thin my deck of 1 card. Gives my opponent a land. I think I'm going to take this hit. Specifically because drawing a -1/-1 effect is really good on current board. Speaking of, I'll name Goat here. My opponent needs to sacrifice one of their 2 creatures, otherwise they die. Okay. Now, I get to be the one who eats first, which is kind of a huge deal. I'm going to eat your Uro. Yeah! Goat! Alright, I'm going to be keeping this hand. It's nothing overly exciting here, and I'm a little more vulnerable to something like Wasteland than I would like. But I'm on, like, double Abrupt Decay, Knight of Souls Betrayal opener. We're just playing against something like Delver. Like, this starts really strong. Then our opponent casts Rite of Flame, and I flip the table. Rubonestum, yeah. I don't know how long you've been here for, but it's been a crazy night. We just won a game by putting Plague Engineer on Goat. I think we're playing against the real Emma Watson. Or is it an imposter? Our hand's very bad versus lands. I guess I can blow up this exploration. I get wastelanded a bunch. Hmm. This is the turn that I can name Valakut Exploration and have that be meaningful. Afterwards, Cabal Therapy is quite bad. I think I need to name Valakut Exploration here. God, I feel so good about that. However, I think we just lose to the rest of my opponent's hand. Like, my opponent can get Thespian Stage right now, then, like, Dark Depths and, like, Merit Lodge is a thing instantly. Oh, no, they didn't go for that. Yeah. I'm at 21. Eh. So we name an avatar here. I can rip one of Caracas or 3 of Crop Rotation to get Caracas. Yeah, I mean, I think I made a very heads up, very astute play that a lot of people would have missed. And I am happy about that. Like I feel good about the decisions that I made, and they didn't work out, and that's okay. Oh my god. That pinch me. I think I'm dreaming. I have gone full supervillain. I am unstoppable. I think I need to play this Bojuka Bog, unfortunately, because I need to hold up crop rotation. Like, that's just something I probably need to do for a good portion of the rest of the game, at least for right now. Felchmaster, so they crop rotationed and grabbed at Dark Depths when they already had Dark Depths in play, instead of grabbing Thespian Stage. I'm just gonna grab the Caracas now. Alright, and their last card wasn't Life from the Loam. Probably just a land. It was not a land. Still at 21 after this. Alright. So I am afraid of Wasteland. I am afraid of... Yeah, sure, that's fine. I'm afraid of Life from the Loam. I'm not super afraid of Punishing Fire, like that's a nuisance, but the Plague Engineer isn't actually that big of a deal. I'm probably not getting needled in game 1. Both Thespian stages are tapped this turn? Both Thespian stages are tapped this turn. Alright. They didn't sacrifice a goat? What? I mean, okay. I'm a little confused. Did I not read this card? This turn I have to leave Caracas up. However. Goaded. Goaded! Nice. I am in disbelief that we won that game. I did not deserve to win that game. I should not have won that game. But here we are. Alright. I like Surgical. I like Ooze. I like Ley Lines. I will probably play Opposition Agents. I will probably play Sylvan Library. Trackers and Ceratops are maybe. I don't think I particularly like Discard versus this opponent. um, Crop Rot's weird. I probably like it. Shovel's not particularly strong. My opponent has Caracas. I think I can go down on those. um, Deed is medium. Having more threats might be better than having Deed. Although Deed grabbing a couple of Mox Diamonds is kind of good. If I grab like Mox Diamond Exploration and one relevant other card, like that's very solid. Only leaves me with 18 creatures. I don't know what my last cut is supposed to be. Fine and Andy, I think I agree with that. I'm also thinking if I want any of this stuff. I think it's close. Dino over Carvac. Sure. I can buy that. Oh, Carvac has 2 toughness. Yeah, Carvac should not be in the deck then. What if I made a Merit Lodge off Opposition Agent? Wouldn't that be tight? I would enjoy that. YouTube would enjoy that. Let's make it happen. Alright, let's see if my opponent can just, like, naturally turbo out a Merit Lodge. I don't have answers to that currently. Same side of the deck problem currently. If the Leon is in play, I think I'm just going to play tap Bog here. I want to curve out to 5. This is the only turn that I can afford to be missing a land drop. Mox. That's a Mox. I'm going to try to make it look like I don't have green mana. Oh, life from the okay. Oh man, I don't take damage from Valakut Exploration due to Leyline of the Void. Oh, buddy. You'll love to see it. That's fine. Alright, I guess that was a reason to float mana. I got punished for floating the mana. For not floating the mana. I didn't expect them to do that after they, didn't fetch when they, clearly had the opportunity to. But Tabernacle. Are you just going to sacrifice the Glacial Chasm to itself? Yep. Dark Depths that they now don't get to play. Oh, I see. Okay, so I just didn't see the damage earlier because of, Moto-based lag. Okay, that's fine. Whipping Rhino, thank you very much for following. Hope you're enjoying the content. Nice. I think I just decay this now. Not my most mana efficient play, but that needs to not be around. An Assassin's Trophy for Field of the Dead would also be legit. But otherwise, like Knight of Soul's Betrayal plus Plague Engineer or something like that is pretty good. Alright. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Assuming 2 of these get used in my upkeep, I have 4 mana remaining. Yeah, I can keep this in play for another turn pretty easily. Hello. This probably gives me 2 lands and my opponent none. I like those sorts of deals. This also means that, like, that Rashadan port is no longer something that I need to worry about. Getting some interesting moto lag. I'm starting to not see some of the things that my opponent is doing. Okay. Alright, so my opponent just played a Taiga. Alright, so I am a 2-1, correct? I am a 2-1. So no blocks. Feed? Feed for 0 and answer a whole bunch of zombies. I do that 1 turn from now. Although I don't know. Like, I can just deed for 0. I'll play the troll this turn and I'll deed next turn. Always yield to that. Let's see if they sacrifice a zombie or if they just let me swing. Alright, they sacked a zombie. Yeah, that's fine. Then next turn I'll deed for 0 and put them on a 2-turn clock. Even better, I could just draw Plague Engineer on zombie. That's pretty disgusting too. Opponent finding Dark Depths is one of the big things that I'm currently worried about. How many Dark Depths are in exile? 1. I think I want this opposition agent around. So Glacial Chasm and Maze of Ith are both gone, right? Fine. I think I can just go for the win next turn. This gets rid of their Sylvan Library too. Battle, 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 battle. Yeah, that Veteran Explorer we had a little while ago giving us the mana boost lets us play around this Rishadan port so well. Oh, they didn't port me? Okay. I'm happy about that. Now they can only tap down one of these trolls. And that should be pretty easily lethal. Yep. Tybalt, I don't think they had anything, and I think they were getting a touch lazy towards the tail end of a match that they thought they lost. If I'm being honest, like they didn't port me, they didn't wasteland me. I do think this match was winnable for them. I think they made a handful of errors that I punished very heavily. I will be keeping this hand. We have a reasonable balance of cards. We have both Cabal Therapy and Thoughtseize. We have the Bounty Hunter. Basic Swamp would be a baller draw. Nope, okay. We're probably playing against a Delver variety of some nature. Fine and Auntie, thank you for all of that support. Holy cow. 5 gift subs. And for those of you who are watching on YouTube, we got a whole bunch of gift subs from SCK as well in between rounds here. All right, Brainstorm, Lightning Bolt, Spell Pierce. I think I want to take the Brainstorm. from this so that I guaranteed know what my opponent has. Lobster, thank you very much for subscribing as well. Always appreciated. And the British did everything wrong. Enjoy your gift sub, enjoy your Thalia emotes and such. Oh, I don't mind that. Tybalt, thank you for very much for gifting 5 subs as well. Holy cow. Community's great. I'm gonna keep casting Cabal Therapy until my opponents run out of cards. GGEZ Bar, thank you very much for subscribing as well. Holy crap. Easily the best Legacy Jank streamer. I'll agree with that. Though, honorable mention to Bosch and Roll as well. Rockanatus, thank you very much for gifting 5 subs. I love you guys. You make what I do possible. Let's get that lightning bolt out. And we can play bro. And protect bro with Caracas. That hype train is level 5. That is insane. Like, the last time I got a hype train, I was pretty stoked. Alright, Brazen Borrower, Force of Will remaining. I was pretty stoked when, like, we hit a level or 2 of that, but I never, like, imagined we would do this. 1040%. That's pretty legit. The YouTube folks are going like, Thalia's face won't disappear. It's everywhere. I just want to watch the match. Ooh. Alright, so... Alright, I know my opponent's only card, it's Force of Will. So the question is, like, which one of these do I just take out? Do I just take out the Brazen Borrower that is guaranteed damage, but, like, putting this on Fairy or Rogue isn't particularly good? Or do I take Human for Delver and then get some bonus value later and take 3 more damage? I think I can value the now since I have so much removal. These crop rotations kind of suck, though. Let's name Rogue, and then that hits a random true name Nemesis potentially as well. I mean, I say this sort of thing a lot, but the community is what makes Legacy so great, and the same thing is true for Vintage as well. Oh, baby. Do I want this forced? I don't really want this forced. But I also want to play this turn. And I guess if it takes both of my opponent's remaining cards, that's so good. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Oh, and Lewis is lurking in the stream, too. Hello, Lewis. Hope life's treating you well. Oh, it just resolved. Awesome. Sure. So this Brazen Borrower is currently off due to the Plague Engineer as well. Alright, so my opponent has Force of Will and Force of Negation. That probably just means that I want to Abrupt Decay the Delver in this turn cycle. Mana inefficient, but fine. Type Train Success. My Caracas being like white mana here is a little bit awkward because I'd love to double spell this turn. A lot of wacky emotes. Enjoy them. Spam them. Show them to the folks on YouTube. I don't mind extra mana. I don't mind that at all. No, I know my opponent has Force of Will, so that's not like guaranteed to work. Now this turn we can Veteran Explorer and still do other things. Alright, so my opponent Force of Negations my Cabal Therapy. That's fine. I still pick up a bunch of lands here, which is what I really care about. Okay, my opponent's just done with me. Fair. You're playing against Rug Delver. I would like Ooze. Would like Ceratops as reach, kind of. I'll probably play some number of opposition and tracker to fill out the deck list. I don't like crop rotation here, and I'm not too huge on the life loss from Thoughtseize or from Sylvan Library. It is metal. Metal. Comes from hell. Probably Hades in my case. Alright, so go down another therapy or another library. I think I've like waffled back and forth on like library versus therapy quite a bit. I could also like not play another opposition agent. Cat with sunglasses is a strong emote. I respect that. I don't know about library. Ooh, this is not solid mana. This is solid mana. I will keep this and roll. Let's make sure we get out of the early game, and then we can figure out how to win later. Like, maybe I shouldn't be keeping 4 lands here, but I like all of my lands. Like, the Verdant Catacombs is important because it lets me get the basic forest. And then I have land drops on turns 1 through 4. And Delver didn't flip. Bonus. I'm going to try to get some bonus mana out of Hex Drinker. Um, just pass the turn. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Flips to ponder. Ponder's fine. I think I'm going to try to snipe a fetch land with opposition agent this turn if I can and take one hit from the Delver. Then play Assassin's Trophy around Spell Pierce. Get him! Yeah, that's fine. Like, Lightning Bolt, Daze, Force of Will, like, so many things answered that there, but it's totally worth trying. Hooting Mandrills. That eats Assassin's Trophy. And so the question is, when does it eat Assassin's Trophy? Now plays into Force of Negation, later plays into like things like Brainstorm. I think I go now. Nice, nice. An opponent isn't doing anything crazy like playing a basic island, so we didn't get a punish there. Or sorry, yeah, we didn't get punished for that. Yeah, this is why I kept all 4 of those lands. Like, I need land drops. Delver while flip now has a CMC of 1. It used to be 0, now it's 1. Alright. That wasteland looking good. I mean, you can view the Delver side CMC. My best draws are like Abrupt Decays at this point. Uncounterably, getting rid of that Delver is a huge deal. And if I can do it while cantripping, that's even better. Guess we're hunting the Delver. This is a second Death Toucher. That's not terrible. I'm gonna go ahead and name Human. This gives me more time to find answers to the Delver. And if I can stick another -1/-1 effect, it actually kills the Delver. Although, if my opponent attacks him with the Tarmogoyf, I might have to just block with Plague Engineer. Although, I don't know, blocking with this while it still has power is good, given these. My opponent only attacks in with Delver. That's fair. Also fair. I would like my 4-1. Do I want library on the play? I don't think so. It's very close, though. Like, there are some worlds where I'm just supposed to take library to help me filter and hit my land drops and stuff. I probably keep this. It is exceptionally awkward if I get wastelanded, though. But I think there's too much to like about this hand that I can't. Ooh. Can't really risk it. Risk throwing it back. Please don't wasteland me. I'm going to Assassin's Trophy this Hex Drinker. I don't care if this spell gets countered. I literally do not care about this spell. I want to try to make my opponent use their resources and be able to Abrupt Decay a more important thing later. Or, like, if they use resources to stop this, I have other things going on. Alright, my opponent now gets to learn that I'm out of lands. So, like, they know they can ponder for a wasteland and it'll be backbreaking. That's pretty rough for me. Armagoyf and Hooting Mandrills in the same turn? Yeah, that's good. Am I just getting Bayou since I'm already susceptible to Wasteland? Yeah, probably. I think I am going to name Ape in the short term because of the trample damage that that card represents. I don't think this Plague Engineer sticks around. I think it's getting Lightning Bolted. I was wrong. It got Chain Lightninged. I'm just basically dead in 2 turns to this. I have no time for that Cabal Therapy. Just have to keep jamming Plague Engineers and hope they can serve as removal spells. Oof. Opponent's last 2 cards were Force and blue card. I don't think a Plague Engineer does it anymore, right? Does that do it? So if I play Plague Engineer, blocks Tarmogoyf, I take 4, die. Play Plague Engineer, blocks everything, it dies. Cabal Therapy plus Veteran Explorer is mana neutral, so it just puts me back into the same position. What if I put Plague Engineer on Ape? I take 3 and die. And I need 2 more points of life to work with to just have a chance at stabilizing here. But I'd still be in bolt range, so the cantrips would be terrifying. Yeah, and there's no way I can finagle 2 creatures into play using Cabal Therapy or Veteran Explorer or anything. Alright. GG's opponent. We got Delvered. Alright, chat, we're opening this chest. It was a good night. See if this has 5 play points in it. I can't open that specific chest from here. This is my reward. This is my reward. Alright, we're going to this screen. We're opening that chest. Open it. Yes. I mean, that would have been a perfect time to open a foil set, but we will settle for Dream Devourer instead. Oh, it was the wrong chest. That's not the one that has the foil set in it, huh? You're right. Probably wasn't. Alright, this deck was gas. Like, this deck was a great combination of powerful and fun. Our losses to Delver were close and reasonable, right? And if things had turned out slightly differently, if we hadn't flooded out versus that Gurmag Angler, if our opponent didn't have double threat that turn, there's a very real chance that we get there. I also think, while like our Delver matchup is probably not insanely good, I don't think our Delver matchup is like probably overly bad, right? So we have 7 main deck bot removal cards. I guess let's count Maelstrom Pulse in that. Like, we have Maelstrom Pulse, and we have Deed as a sweeper, and we have 6 Death Touchers as well, and 2 things that give -1/-1 to everything on top of that. Like, we have a pile of removal. We didn't get there, but I would expect to win against Delver a decent portion of the time. Thoughts on anti-blue hate from your green cards? Presumably you mean things like Choke. I'm always on board with Choke. The sideboard was... So I messed with the original sideboard that the donor made a little bit. I think I added Shifting Ceratops and Tireless Tracker. They had a little bit more graveyard hate in the original version than I thought was necessary, and I added a couple of Thought Seizes to just give us a little more game versus combo decks when we got paired against that. If I were run Carpet of Flowers, oh, Tybalt, that's like my favorite legacy card right now. Has been for quite some time. Yeah. If I were to run this again, I think I'd cut the Nether Void for a Carpet of Flowers. And honestly, I might want another Carpet of Flowers in there somehow too. Like, that card's really good. But I don't think well, I don't know about the crop rotations. Like, the crop rotations do stuff, but I think I'd rather have just another land or 2 and like another piece of fat or 2 to round out this deck rather than the crop rotation package. I also think the Bojuka Bog entering tapped is a really big deal when you're trying to like cast 5-drops. I don't know how often you're going to get punished for that, but I think some portion of the time like that tapped land really matters. So if I were going to run this again, I'd probably cut the crop rotation package. Like we also ran into the Caracas not letting us double spell a handful of times because we have all of these double symbol things. So if I were going to run this again, I'd cut the Bayou, the Caracas, the crop rotations, maybe go up to a 3rd Phyrexian Tower, then play like maybe 1 more land, 1 more piece of fat or something like that. I'd try to add 1 or 2 Carpet of Flowers in the sideboard, but generally speaking, I like this deck. All right, for folks who watch this on the YouTube end, if you made it this far in the video, please throw me a like. It helps out my my analytics a lot and helps more people find my legacy content. And if you're really enjoying my content, consider doing a donation deck list at some point in the future. Have a great rest of the day.